Today, started the day bright and early, waking up like around 3:30 in the morning, brushing to get ready so that we could meet the bus downstairs. And then we arrived in Naples after 6 hours of travel, arriving in Naples. And we started off right away with the Piazza Del Plebichito, which is a monumental building and a church as well.
Ciao, welcome to Napoli, we're here.
Beautiful on the inside, the stone, the marble, absolutely stunning. And then from there, going to the Galleria Umberto, seeing all the different sides, the mosaics on the floor, beautiful stores. It was very nice. After that, taking the art metro through to get to our next destination. It was a beautiful metro where you kind of go like underwater. You're going underground, but you're going underwater. So that was pretty cool. The art metro, very fun.
And we were able to go visit a few churches out there. One of them that I saw it brought emotions to me. I was tearing up.
They saw the veiled Jesus, the veiled Christ.
It was amazing.
After that, the pizza in Napoli was to die for. Absolutely delicious.
The city of Napoli is very beautiful, very crowded.
Naples has one of the biggest city centers in all of Europe, if it's not the biggest. And so you have these huge apartment buildings with like the stores in the bottom, the very narrow streets. So it's kind of cool, very different.
I think it's just like one beautiful building after another.
Who hasn't heard of the Amalfi Coast? And even if you haven't heard of the Amalfi Coast, you've seen pictures of it, you've heard songs about it. Beautiful. And it's just breathtaking.
It was just a beautiful ride along the coast, seeing the water. There was a lot of lemon treats. We saw lemon drops, lemon cookies.
Even with the wind, are you kidding me? It was so beautiful. And it's just so incredible that the students actually get to like go to those places and you just get a little taste of it.
I had some lemon drops. I tried some lemon candies, and I also I ate a little rice ball, like as a little snack, and it was really, really good.
First city we went to was Positano.
Ciao, we're coming to you from the city of Positano on the beautiful Amalfi Coast.
And I remember thinking as we were walking down to the beach, what if they don't like it? Not because it isn't beautiful, but because it's so windy. But I remember just kind of stepping back and watching them. They were just happy and smiling and having a good time. But yeah, when we got to Amalfi, it's funny because you have to kind of go around a curve and then boom, it's there. There's few words to express how beautiful it is. And there's even fewer words to express how grateful I am that we have the opportunity to go there, to get to know the area and eat there, mingle with the locals, you know? Ravello was the last town we went to today, and I thought it was a great mix of home and Amalfi Coast.
There was a beautiful church that we saw, and it had beautiful statues in it, and it was off the coast of the beach, and it was a really pretty view inside the church and outside of the area.
Today we went to Capri. We first took a boat there from Sorrento, and then we got to go on a boat tour all around the island. It was so pretty, and our tour guide was so much fun. When we got back, the group took the tram all the way up to the city center on the top of the hill. Welcome to Capri. After that, we explored the island. We saw some of the most beautiful gardens I've seen in a long time. We went to all the super nice stores. Well, right before we had to leave, we met up with Anto. She got my friend and I some ice cream. It was the best gelato I think I have ever had. And then we actually walked down all the way from the top of the mountain and walked all the way down, which was very different, and it was worth the exercise because I had already eaten a lot of food.
Welcome to the Pasta Factory.
So we arrived at the pasta factory and we were given a tour by one of the workers on how they make the pasta on all of the different stages of the drying process and how important that process is to the quality of the pasta. Then we experienced this really cool VR simulation and we were able to see the history of how they created pasta, especially in the area. And then after that, we were taken into this room where they prepared a meal for us. And not only that, they prepared a demonstration on how they create mozzarella. And it was so cool to see because the man who was making the mozzarella has been working with it for years, and the craft that he puts in to making the mozzarella is just incredible. And the really cool part is that he can make them into shapes, and he made them into these very cute little animals. And after that, we were given this delicious meal of these homemade pastas with 3 different sauces, and it was a very incredible experience.
So we arrived at Pompeii. There were lots of touristy markets, and so it seemed like of a more touristy city, but once we actually got into Pompeii, it was a lot different. Sitting in the amphitheater and kind of looking out on where everything used to be was very interesting. And walking through the streets, they're very uneven. And then we looked up and I saw Mount Vesuvius kind of looming in the background. And it was very crazy to see like how far away it is, yet it reached Pompeii and had such a big impact on the area. And it just felt very looming, and I was feeling like, oh, almost how they would have felt when Mount Vesuvius exploded. And then walking through the streets, you kind of see the different shops, and then they have this area where they kind of excavated some of the vases, and then in between that you saw a lot of the casts of the people who lived there and who, you know, didn't make it through the explosion, and that was very emotional for me.